Ladies and gentlemen, the market grinds. Is there a strategy that you could do and learn right now without spending a single dime? Wouldn't that be a lovely Valentine's Day gift? Not only that, what if I gave you analysis on NVIDIA and Roku as they reported earnings? We're going to go over how they did. What if I also gave you my free psychology ebook? I told you it's all going to be free. That's not completely true. It is going to take your time, some of your time. You're going to have to read the book and you're going to have to watch this show. But I promise to do everything I can to ensure that it was well invested. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. It's kind of funny being on Wall Street. Some people are amazed that I've been an active intraday trader for 21 years. Although there are traders with a lot more experience than me, some 60, 70 years in our room. Yes, we do have traders in their 90s in the Newsbeat Live community. I do find one thing interesting through all my experience and whatnot, that usually the common problems that people have are usually because the exact opposite should be done. For example, people say, there's a famous Wall Street saying, you should let your winners ride, cut your losers short. Now, I'm not saying cut your winners short and let your losers ride. Quite the contrary. I think that you should apply the same mentality to each side of the trade. I think if you cut your winners short, you should cut your losers short as well. And if you let your winners ride, you're going to have to let your losers ride as well. And there's really no effective way to bat over 70% and do both that I was able to find. So we have a very jam-packed episode for you here today. We're going to give you NVIDIA, Roku analysis. I'm going to show you how to get my free psychology ebook. Go ahead, there's a link in the description. You could sign up right now and actually get it. It's going to bring value to you. And I'm going to teach you how to execute and build confidence on a strategy. Now, if you read the first thing, I'm not going to just teach you the EMA 100 strategy. I'm actually going to teach you how to execute and build confidence on it, because I find it funny when I do certain strategies in the room. I'll have a large group of people saying, "Oh my God, this is the greatest thing. Mark, you're saving my trading. This is amazing." I get emails and notes every single day. I get emails and notes every single day. It is absolutely amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And I'm just going to go ahead and share a message with Ashley. The screen's going to go black, but I want you to see this, and then I'm going to teach you how to execute a strategy and build confidence on it, because it's one thing to give somebody a strategy and say, here, I am going to give you the strategy. But it's another way to say, this is how you're supposed to manage it and build yourself upon it from the ground up. I'm already up in the sky somewhere on the strategy. I already make a lot of money on it, and I'm doing it pretty damn consistently. But you're going to be starting from the ground, and I need to show you how to build it up. Otherwise, what's the point? What am I going to do? Look down and shout at you? Say, hey, come up here. And you're like, I don't know how to get there. Just come up. I'm going to teach you how to build yourself up. So it's going to be very good. Okay, so very quick. The screen's going to go black. Then I'm just going to share something with you. And I just want to share an email here today um, that did come from Ashley 7 hours ago, and just an absolute positive email here. Yeah, beautiful smile. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to um, share the email, because the person obviously sent the email. If Mark M could get this, I'd appreciate it. And there's, the gentleman's name on top of the email. So he says, if Mark Melnick could get this, I'd appreciate it. Here's the short version. I started trading stocks back in 2013. I actually made money in 13, 14, 15, 16. Not a lot, but I was just trading from my phone at work here and there. In 2017, I looked into options and went on to blow up my account twice. and as proof below, blew my last one up in a big way in 2019. My problem wasn't that I didn't know what I was doing, as I had made money consistently before. It's that the market evolves and changes, sir. It was my competitive nature that I couldn't win at options and I was too stubborn to go back to what I know. However, the best thing I've done is listen to Mark, and the most valuable thing that I have gotten out of it is the mental coaching, period. I can verify being profitable 23 out of the last 30 trading days starting January 1st. I am still trading options and even using mostly my own strategies. The mental aspect of it and changing my way of thinking and keeping emotions out of it has been the game changer. I was literally trading today in this crazy market and thought how boring it was as I was up over $1,200 in 4 trades. Very much appreciate the mental coaching more than anything. Thank you, Mark, and I even get to see Ashley's face there. Okay, so I'm going to show you the strategy right now, but I need you to just ultimately understand that the psychological aspect of trading, when you ask most traders, like if I asked you even, what percentage of trading is psychological? Most people give you a number way over 50%. Some 80, 90, 100, 99, 75. I am giving you a free psychology book with a link in the description. Take advantage of it. Again, I'll even just spam it for you one time. Take advantage of it, ladies and gentlemen. It is there for you. How to overcome your psychological toxicity in trading. It is absolutely free, zero commitment. Unlike the relationship that we're celebrating Valentine's Day tomorrow with. Anyway, let's get to the strategy, shall we? Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to teach you how to do the stop loss and build confidence. And I'm going to teach you how to do this strategy. I'm showing you a 1 in 5 minute strategy. Now, what I have up here on my in my book is the earnings names I was focusing in on today. So it's not every earnings name. And then I'm going to show you how the Newsbeat earnings have been doing because we do pick earnings picks and we've been absolutely slaying it. But we're going to start off with Alibaba. And here's the trick. So first you start off on the 1 minute. So I have two charts here, 1 minute on the left, 5 minute on the right, as you can see, 5 minute right here, 1 minute right here. And I'm not showing you volume. I'm not showing you other parameters. Yes, I use other things, but for the sakes of the lesson, I just want to show it to you. Here's a 1 minute chart. What you simply do is you put up an exponential 100 moving average. It's very simple, very easy to add on TC2000. Not only that, Newsbeat Live members get access to my layout. I could probably design something and throw it in the link in the description. I feel very giving on Valentine's Day. A lot of love I have for all you guys and gals out there. Really, like, I spend most of my time with you. It's like I just, I would send you a card in the mail, but I don't have your addresses. So right over here, you see this exponential 100. I put it in green. You know what? That's not right. I'm sorry. It's Valentine's Day. We're going to make it pink. We're going to call it the love line. All right. We're going to call it the love line. We're going to make the exponential 100 moving average. We're going to make it pink today. Okay. So right over here, the level is 221.21. The goal of the exponential 100 is to do the trade in the direction of the gap. So Baba, obviously, here's the morning on a 1 minute chart, it gap down. So you're looking to go short Alibaba. So Alibaba breaks through here, 221.21, gets as high as 221.49. Now, here is the tricky thing. Most traders are looking at this and they're like, Mark, well, where should I short it? Where should I short it? And I'm going to make that easy. Where's my stop? Where should I short it? Let's make it real simple for you right here. So as soon as this line hits, you're sort of in an unknown zone afterwards. As soon as this line hits right here, you're sort of in an unknown zone where it could just keep climbing up. You don't know how high it will go, and that's why I drew the box this big, because you don't know if it's going to go all the way up here. I mean, very unlikely that it shoots straight there before going down first. I mean, most likely have a down move, but let's just keep it a little more honest because you're in a situation, and the only thing you see is the stock coming up into this pink line right here. So what I want you to do, and again, this is for educational purposes, so this is what I want you to do on your paper trading account, of course, is simply Decide how much you will risk. Keep this dollar amount the same every time. This is if you're building confidence. If you're losing money as a trader, I humbly believe that I could turn your trading around right now. And not only that, not only teach you the strategy, have you build yourself up upon it. Now, the way people say you build yourself up generally, start light, get comfortable with it, raise money as you go along. That is mostly true, but I'm going to actually just spell it out in a much easier way. Okay. I can't legally tell you what to do, but let's say you have, a $5,000 trading account. Now, hopefully you have more. Some people are trading with less. Some people have made it with a lot less. So step one is I'm making assumption here. You have a $5,000 trading account, which, let's say you're willing to risk, going to make it up, $250 per trade. Your number could be 100, it could be 1,000, it could be 500. You're willing to risk $250 per trade. Okay. Again, wrong color. Let's get some pink stuff going here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. You're willing to risk $250 per trade. Okay. So what you do is arbitrarily, because you don't really know exactly where you are going to get filled. You don't know where it's going to shoot up. Sometimes it'll go back down. You don't know where as it enters in this realm of the unknown. But you know for 100% fact that you are trying to buy puts and make money. Now, where do you stop if your entry is unknown? In fact, Wall Street teaches us that you have to know your stop on every trade no matter what. You have to know your target on every trade no matter what. You break those two rules, you are bound to fail. Nonsense. Nonsense. Tell that to 1,000 traders in the Newsbeat Live Room that that's true. Tell it to them who are succeeding, making money consistently just about every single day. Tell those traders exactly that, and they'll laugh at you. And I'm not saying that that's the wrong way of doing it, because people who say you can't do something simply never figured out how to do it themselves. I believe that. What I am telling you is I figured at least this part out. And if you're telling me that's how you're supposed to make money by knowing your stop every time and getting, dying the death of 1,000 paper cuts, how many traders out there ever felt in their careers at one point that you were dying the death of 1,000 paper cuts? You were very risk averse. You would always get stopped out. You'd make money, stopped out, make money, but you just kept getting these little paper cuts until you simply had no more blood left in your system. I felt that way, and I was making money every year. Think about that. So, yes, you can die the death of 1,000 paper cuts, but what I am doing here is I am letting you know ahead of time what you're actually going to risk. So let's say you look at some BABA puts that are $125 because we're going to assume with a $220 stock as a new trader, you're not going to have the money to really do shares. If you do, feel free to short common stock. Be my guest. Be my guest. Yes, I might have the buying power to short BABA without blinking an eye, but the majority of traders out there are starting small, or they were big and are now small from losing so much money, and they want to grow naturally. So that is what I am showing you. Again, I show my son something. I consider my son in trading the lowest common denominator. I consider traders who are struggling the lowest common denominator. Not everybody is a machine that just pumps out money like an ATM. All right? Not everybody is like that. And guess what? More often than not, 99% of the time, those are the worst people in the world to learn from because they're usually learning skills and abilities. I'll prove it to you. A lot of times, traders will see a certain setup and they'll just start slamming in 20, 30 orders to buy something. Buy, 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 or short, 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 short. Who the F does that? I used to. Do you? No? Oh, because I'm part of that elite 1%, right? That's a terrible way of teaching people because people don't do that. Yes, you can theoretically do that. I could, you know, jump off a building with a parachute, glide to the building next to me, and jump backwards, do a flip in the air, and, land on a tightrope in midair. But, we're going to assume that we're all human beings. So very simple. Let's say you're willing to risk $250 a trade. And I'm making this up here. Buy two puts worth 250 or less. I'm making up two. It could be one put. Just literally, you know what? Buy put, and I'll put this because it could be one, that are worth $250 or less. Buy puts worth 250 or less. So this is what's going to happen. Well, where, Mark? Wherever you want. What if I was waiting for it to go up, Mark, and then it went down without me? Then you missed it. You move on. Okay? Then you miss it. But here's what's going to happen to you, in my humble opinion, 99% of the time. You're going to be in a position, and it's either going to go against you or go with you, but you're going to generally make money just about every time. Just about. I think you could bat 8 out of 10 on a bad day, you know, on average. When I say 8 out of 10 on a bad day, let's say you traded for a month and you took 50 of these plays. Let's say you traded for a month and you took 50 plays. I think you could hit 40 of them out of 50. I think you could hit 80 out of 100. I think you could hit 20 of them out of 25 overall. There are days where I'm batting 100% on this. There are days that I don't. And by the way, I'm showing you all the earnings names that I was watching on my list today, just to be clear. So I'll go on, but I wanted to draw it out for you. Now, what's going to happen, the most important part of this strategy is as you get acclimated to it and as you're making money, you're probably going to make a little bit of money. You buy a couple puts worth, you buy $250 worth of puts. Maybe they go up 15 cents. You make like 30 bucks on two of them. Yeah, you bet 250 bucks, you made 30 bucks. That's not the worst thing in the world. This is a 1 minute chart and you're going to make money. But what's going to happen is you're going to build confidence. You know what? I find it funny that traders don't talk about the strategies to build confidence because it's very easy to tell somebody you have to risk $3 to make 10 or risk $2 to make 5 or 4 or 6. But try putting that trader in the situation when, even if they accept it ahead of time, like, okay, I'm going to risk $3 to make 6, let's say. And then, of course, lie to the trader and tell them that they'll make money half the time because that's always the greatest lie in the world when you're telling traders they're going to make 3 to 1 or 4 to 1 on their money is telling them that they're going to bat 50% because then they can mathematically make sense of it all. But if you actually look at 99% of those traders' results, they're not batting 50%. I'm wrong? Really? I'm wrong? Explain to me why the best gurus on Wall Street cannot be followed by 97, 98, 99% of traders. Explain that to me. Explain to me why they're following every single trade that guru is supposedly doing, supposedly, and losing money. Explain that to me then. If I'm wrong, explain that to me. Explain to me why building psychology and confidence, free link in the description for Mark Melnick's free psychology ebook. Explain to me why they're losing money. Explain to me if this strategy is so great, why are people losing money? Explain it to me, really. Like I'm not being I'm not being insert colorful word here. I'm just asking. Honest question. All right, here, let me try nicely. Hi, sir. Can you kindly explain to me why, if this strategy is so good, why 97% of people or more are failing? That's all I want to know. 100% of people don't succeed. 100% of people who read my free ebook with the link in the description aren't going to necessarily make money. 100% of you out there who watch this strategy right now are not going to make money. But I have seen the majority of people make money around me. And that is a word that you're not going to hear gurus say, at least not honestly. You're not going to hear people say the majority of someone when it comes to trading. They would rather answer, well, I don't know. Well, how do you know it's the majority, Mark? You don't look at all their statements, do you? Well, we have the most tight-knit family community here as of any trading room on the planet. And people reach out to me. The number one problem that people reach out to me is that they're making small gains, small gains, small gains, building confidence. How do they get to the next level? And I tell them all the same thing. Just keep doing what you're doing. 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 Ah, now I'm making it, Mark. See, told you. And then there are other traders like, I can't do this. I'm losing money. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get those traders up. Those traders are my focus right now. You are my focus right now. Okay. So do not underestimate step three where you're building confidence. I don't care if you make 25, 30 bucks, 15 bucks, 50 bucks, 40 bucks on your little $250 bet. Hold it. I don't care if you lose $100 on it when you bet 250. Lose the money. I really don't give a crap. I really do not give a crap if you lose 100 bucks where you're risking 250. I don't give a crap if you make 100 bucks when you risk 250. You want to know what I do give a crap about? Your ultimate success as a trader. I don't even care if you like me. How's that? I don't even care if you dislike me. If you could absorb this strategy and make money, I promise you, you're going to want to do good for other people, or at least there's a very good chance you will, and you will make the world a better place. And my job has been done. My purpose served. You got to be a profitable trader. The world's a better place. Okay. Now let's move on and show you more examples. And I'm not going to draw them out, but now that you understand the strategy, I'm going to, again, I'm changing it to pink. Here's the 5-minute chart. So after you do it on the 1 minute, so you see how the 1 minute hit right here at 11:11:01, immediately go to the 5. Now this is a good example because here's an example that sort of failed for a lot of people and made money for a lot of people. Today we did this trade, I did this trade and made money. Okay? Goes through the level here of 222.08. Shoots up to like the 222.30s. I slap in some puts. Now remember, if you're building confidence and you're not there yet, using my $250 example, again, it could be $100, whatever you want. You buy $250 worth of puts. That's all you do. You don't need to understand options to do it. It's like a common stock. You buy puts, the stock generally goes down, you generally make money. You buy calls and it goes up, you generally make money. That is the gist of it. Granted, it is more complex than that, but I'll be honest with you, I don't make it more complex than that. And I've made millions trading options. I don't make it more complex than that. I make it stupid. I make it simple. I make it easy. If you're in the room, you'll know exactly what puts, that we aim for as well. But if you're not in the room, find a cheap put. Find a few cheap puts. Don't go stupidly out of the money. Try to spend 50 cents minimum on them, a dollar minimum on them. Okay? And you'll generally do the right thing. So you buy $250 of puts here. It shoots up against you right in your face. You're probably down a solid 50, 60, 40 bucks depending on which puts you bought at the top here. Flushes down. I wanted to break 222 when I bought it here before I sold. I was looking for like a 40, 50 cent drop, but instead it actually went up about 50 cents in my face, a little more, like 51, 52, 53, whatever it was, and then dropped below 222 here, and I made money by selling out after the whole number broke. Now here's a good example because it's a trade that I consider difficult, but here's the deal. If you bought that $250 worth of puts, you wouldn't be surprised. See, the problem is when people buy they'll take like a $2 put and they'll buy like 10 of them or 20 of them, and they'll like you throw $4,000 on 20 of them and it drops, the puts drop 30 cents of value, and now all of a sudden you're down like 600 bucks and you're already uncomfortable. You didn't build yourself up if you're uncomfortable with that. There's nothing wrong with that, but if you're uncomfortable with it, there is something wrong with that. I love it. I love it. I love how people say that you have to break out of your comfort zone in order to succeed. That is the biggest lie ever. By making yourself uncomfortable, you're going to do the wrong things. I'll prove it to you. Okay? Just real quick. So you have to understand that most of what Wall Street has been telling you all along is either impossible to accomplish or just false. I don't think it comes from a bad place. It comes from a place of simplicity where they want to make it easy on you and ignorance. You buy here, you stop here, target. Oh, I don't even have to think. Making money's a breeze, right? Wrong. You could try to make it as easy as possible, and that's what I'm showing you. But it's never as defined. As soon as you start putting like all these rules, like here's your stop, here's your risk, here's this, and here's that, and you draw like a little base around it, the market's just gonna break through your walls like this. Okay? But if you do it my way, if Baba goes up 1,000 points in your face and you bought those puts, you're gonna lose $250. Do you understand? And the worst case scenario. So your stop is already built into your trade without you needing to place a stop. Your ignorance, your stubbornness, your toxic mind of holding losers is going to be counteracted by the fact that you can't lose more than what you put in. The stop loss is already built into your trade. If you short common stock, it's never built into your trade. We're going to give you NVIDIA and Roku analysis, show you the ebook, and actually show you Newsbeat earnings after this. So you buy $250 worth, and again in my example could be any number you want. You buy $250 worth of puts here, you're not going to get squeezed out because you're going to be comfortable losing $250. Are you going to lose $250? Probably never in your life will that ever happen. But it is the worst case scenario. And you could draw that ahead of time. Okay. AMAT, another earnings name on our list. We'll start with the 1 minute. Did it hit the pink line? Did it hit the pink line right over here? Hits the pink line right over here, breaks 68.79. This is, by the way, after 12:30. Gives you a little scalp bounce here, literally 8 cents. I consider this failing, by the way. I'd like to make at least 10, 15, 20 cents in honesty. But after you put in the green bar, after you bought it here and you put in this green bar, your stop is at the bottom. So if you bought it underneath the pink line, which is 68.78, which would have been the only place you could have bought it unless you missed it, and it bounced up over here, your stop is a break of 78 cents at 77 cents. You're taking a 1 penny loss. That's how I place my stops. I wait for one bar to go with me. So going back to the Alibaba, like here's a 1 minute of Alibaba. After you put in this red bar, my ultimate stop would have been at 221.36 above here, right over here on Alibaba. My ultimate stop would have been the first red bar I see, but I actually got rid of it on the flush. Same thing on the 5 minute. Look right here. Goes up against you. Where's your stop? Well, it's already built into the trade. Where's your stop? Already built into the trade. First red bar. So my stop all of a sudden becomes a trailing 5 minute stop. Now, granted, I got rid of it underneath the whole number here and made money. But if it did go back up, I would have gotten stopped out above this line at 222.75 and would have taken a loss. But again, if you put $250 worth of puts, what are you losing? 30, 40 bucks on that trade? And you probably would have made because you wouldn't have been sweating bullets as it went against you. You could hold forever if you want. This is like, I'm trying to make this dummy proof by showing this to you. I probably should have explained it like this a while ago to Newsbeat Live members. I'm learning as well. Here's Cisco. Remember, we're going to show you how to get our free psychology ebook. We're going to analyze NVIDIA and Roku for you. I'm just going to fly by these earnings. Look, goes up. Where's your stop? Where's your stop? Where it's built into the trade. First red bar, now you know where your stop is. Oh, you're already up money. You want to get rid of it. You don't care about this move down further. It's Cisco. Fine. That's Cisco working on the trade. Here's the 5 minute. Never hits the pink line. You move on. Here's NTAP. 1 minute. I'm showing you all. I'd like to show you the ones that failed and worked. I just want to show you what they look like. I know it's very easy for me to just pick what worked, right? Check this out. You put in a green bar, goes up through 55.28. It's 55.32. Let's say you bought puts here, right? Flushes to 55.19. For whatever reason, you didn't take it. Green bar, green bar, green bar, green bar goes up to 55.38. So you're buying it pretty much above 55.30, and it goes pretty much 8 cents against you at the worst case scenario before digesting and flushing. And if you wanted to hold it, this is a 1 minute chart, great. But that is an easy way to make money. Traders in the room made money on it. On the 5 minute, it never hit. You move on with life. Here's MGM, another name that reported today just to show you. Look, shoots up. You buy puts, goes up. Mark, it's going up. It's going up. And just so we're clear, MGM doesn't move. Like 31.99 was the pink trigger. You're buying puts above it. Even if you bought it at 32, which is the minimum price we talk about in the strategy, the stock went to 32.11. You're not getting stopped out on an 11-cent move on earnings in MGM. I decided to ignore it because MGM doesn't move, but just to show you, went up and down. And if it stopped you out, you're losing a few pennies, which it shouldn't have. 5 minute never hit, you move on. And then, of course, we had Pepsi. Pepsi hit on the first 5 minute bar. You could say it worked. I don't like things that hit right away. See, so the first 1 minute bar hit it, it gapped down. You can argue right here, oh, Mark, you could just go ahead and short it here on the one. Yeah, sure, but to me, I just ignore it if it hits on the first candle. But in hindsight, yeah, sure, it could have worked. All right. So the way you actually build and execute, the trick is with a strategy is not to make money. The trick is to build confidence. And if you're outside your comfort zone, you'll never build confidence. So when people say you have to start getting uncomfortable in order to really start making money, they're going to put you in a mental, psychological situation where you're never able to cure the toxicity in your brain. In fact, you'll be generating toxicity and you'll never be able to get to the point where you're confident in the first place. That is the point of starting small. And not only that, if you do it my way that I'm just showing you, which is buying calls and buying puts, which believe me is the same exact thing like stock for me. I don't do any complex strategies. I'm not doing call spreads and iron condors and um, I don't even know. There's all these weird animals like, here's the rubber platypus. What is that? It's like you take three calls out of the money, one in, take a reverse put. Huh? What? What? What'd you say? No, we're just buying calls and puts. Let's go into NVIDIA. They reported. Then I'm going to show you all the Newsbeat earnings. Great stuff. NVIDIA right here trading after hours at 284.85. Beautiful gap up, stocks up just under 15 points, let's call it, just rounding up at the moment. Let's just go ahead and talk about NVIDIA's numbers real quick. $1.89 per share, that beats the $1.67 expected, 3.11 billion, way ahead of the 2.97 billion. Beautiful numbers coming out there. They see next quarter's revenue. Tell me how you're doing next quarter here in NVIDIA. They see next quarter's revenue, $3 billion plus or minus 2%. I love how these companies do that. If you go on the minus 2% side, that's 2.94 billion. The consensus was 2.85 billion. These earnings are solid for Nvidia. I thought their revenue were going to suck. Personally, I didn't bet on this one. I'll show you what I bet on. But honestly, everything looks really good for NVIDIA. In terms of what to watch tomorrow for NVIDIA, people are like, oh, where's NVIDIA? You have to watch the all-time high, 292.76. You want to see something funny? After hours, it went to 292.65. The all-time high was 11 cents higher. It never got there. Watch 292.76 because if you break that level in NVIDIA, the next psychological level will obviously be that $300 level, maybe $300 lottos if NVIDIA decides to ramp up. Every analyst, their grandmother, their great aunts, parakeets, and honey badger pets will be coming out likely tomorrow and upgrading NVIDIA. Definitely keep an eye on that. Next, I want to analyze Roku, and then I'm going to show you the Newsbeat live plays right after. Roku reported earnings, and a lot of us in the room took it. I didn't. I'll show you I'll show you what's on my list and everything. They announced a loss of 13 cents a share, but that was ahead of the loss of 14 cents that analysts expected. They earned 411.23 million this quarter. That is better than the 391.6 million that the analysts expected. They see their fiscal year 2020 revenue at 1.6 billion dollars. That's ahead of the 1.58 billion expected. And they see their next quarter's revenue at 305 million. That beats the 297.48 expected. Not only that, their streaming hours were up 16.3 billion hours year over year from last year at this time to this year now. They just crushed it across the board. Period. Roku just destroyed it. Destroyed it. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the trigger to watch. The key trigger to watch here is going to be tomorrow, 153.35. It could get you 163.44. You could give you a $10 move approximately, in my opinion. Watch 153.35, A plus trigger on Roku, guaranteed algorithmic volume if you hit there. Even in the pre-market, if you hit 80 in the pre-market tomorrow, so you're going to have an explosion of volume there. Watch 153.35. Hopefully, it remains below that level prior, until at least after the market opens, so you can, potentially do a trade as it breaks through that level. Awesome numbers on Roku. Just like Nvidia, I would expect everybody's, great aunt, billionaire alien from Mars, everyone just coming out and just upgrading it. Okay, now I promised I would show you the Newsbeat Live earnings names, and it's interesting. We did add some names on the list. Again, this is exclusively offered for Newsbeat Live members. It's part of your subscription at this moment. Take advantage of it. We offer it to you for free. So far, using our ideas, entering in at the closing price, exiting in the morning, regardless of where it is, you could be up, using this $74,765 as of um, as of today. And of course, we picked three names: D-Dog, Dexcom, and Mattel at the moment. Just to show you, we picked three ideas. D-Dog is currently down $2.15. We called this one long. This one doesn't look like it's working at the moment. Anything can change by the morning. We also gave you guys Dexcom, which is up about $17 after hours. We gave you this one long. That one looks like a homer. We also gave you guys Mattel, which was trading over 15. Now it's trading 14.79 last, which is up 39 cents, which is whatever, 3% or so, maybe a little less than about 3% at the exact moment. So we do give you guys these earnings. Again, we combine fundamental analysis with the technical analysis, and it's how we derive these names, and we've been doing really well on them. Next, I want to actually make your life better. Psychology is the key part of trading. What percentage of trading do you believe psychology makes up for? In my humble opinion, 95%, because strategies keep changing. The market keeps evolving. That's why I keep giving you different strategies. What I do now, ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever experienced what I've done in the past, it's completely different now. In the past 1 month, I would say, what I've been doing changed dramatically because the market evolved, the market shifted. I started attacking strategies that are working more consistently than the ones before. And just like the 100 strategy, the exponential 100 strategy I showed you tonight, I know for a fact that that strategy is not going to work a day, a month, a week, a year, 5 years from now, 2 months from now, whenever. There's going to come a time where it's less effective than it is now, and I'm going to figure something else out. Psychology is something that will come and stay with you in every single market environment. That is why it's important to go ahead and check it out. Again, there's a free link in the description, really. Like, just go to the link in the description. We're going to teach you how to overcome psychological toxicity in your trading. No matter if you're using my strategy or you're using your strategy or someone else's strategy, or maybe your parakeet has an amazing strategy that you're using, you're going to want to overcome your psychological toxicity in trading. It is the most important thing. Again, click the link in the video. It's absolutely free. Valentine's Day special. Take advantage of it now. Okay, we're going to give you our algo levels for tomorrow. There they are. February 14th, Valentine's Day. You know what? Check this out. Check this out. I should have done this before, right? I should have done it before. I'm going to make it pink. There we go. There are our levels for February 14th, 2020, Valentine's Day. Can you feel the love based on color? Pink color, wife's favorite color. These are your levels for tomorrow. Screenshot them, copy them down. They're only valid for then. And I am going to give you my final thoughts here. My final thoughts are trading, there are always going to be traders who do better in certain environments and worse in certain environments. That is part of trading. A community that knows how to exploit their strengths and share everything that they do really well around them, those are the communities that are going to ultimately succeed. Somebody who spends hours with you trying to ensure that you succeed is going to be the person that probably brings you to the next level. Not only that, the person's going to have to know how to help you succeed. The strategy I showed you right now is something that is working right now in the current environment. You could rest assured that I'm going to look to do that strategy tomorrow in NVIDIA, Roku, and a plethora of other reporting earnings names, as well as potentially upgraded and downgraded names. By following the highest conviction news names and applying the best statistically accurate technical strategies, you are putting yourself in the best odds of success. They say trading is a numbers game. I believe your numbers shouldn't be on how much you make and how much you lose. It should be how much you win with as least stress and as least psychological toxicity as possible. Again, click the link in the video description if you want my free ebook, How to Overcome Psychological Toxicity in Your Trading. And I hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat show. Make sure tomorrow, look, instead of going out to the bar, maybe, if you do have a significant other, or if you have somebody that you love, it doesn't have to be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a wife, a husband. It doesn't need to be that. It could be your mother. It could be, if you're blessed enough to have one right now, it could be your father. It could be anybody in the world. Spend some time, show some love to somebody in your life. It could be your neighbor. It could be a kid. It could be giving somebody a meal, whatever it is. Maybe you give donations, whatever it is. Spend your time doing something. Whatever you do tomorrow, do one thing that shows somebody else that you care about them. You would be surprised that the person who receives the most from that will ultimately be you. A little bit of love, a little bit of humility, and a little bit of awesome, highly accurate, highly statistically probable winning strategies, and life can be really good as a trader. I hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat show. Happy trading, make money, and I will see you guys tomorrow on the Newsbeat Live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.